Yo, what's up?
Wednesday.
Wednesday, and there's
my
three of
man, Vaughn.
What up, guys?
How
We
you
ain't
doing,
talked face
Bosco?
to face since what? Last time I come to Indiana? How long
Say
that been?
again?
I said last time we talked face to face is when I was in Indiana. When I come to see you
Oh, well, yeah, you came to
so
stay
many
with me.
years ago. That's when
that
you
was
had gray on your face, you know.
that was a very memorable weekend.
Yeah, for real.
And
For real.
I won't tell the story that makes everybody laugh. I
Oh
told you.
man, don't tell that story, man. Yo, I'm still in recovery from that, man.
But thanks for joining us, man. You know, this is a topic people will argue it forever, but we'll try to put it to bed.
Okay.
Shoot, we'll be the first of how many people trying to put this to bed. And so we put it to bed, somebody's gonna resuscitate it.
Oh yeah, nothing dies, man. Everything stays awake, man.
Yeah, but either way, this is the Sports Bag Bros podcast.
Word.
This is Wednesday, and as we typically do on a Wednesday, probably not every Wednesday, we do come out with a topic that we want to kind of just zone in on, get some opinions. This time we have more than just biases, in my opinion. We have someone else here, as you can see. So it's on. And the topic, of course, is the topic that almost everyone talked about at some point or another. It's almost like a rite of passage. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Who's the greatest? Who's better?
Hey, hold on. Let's let him introduce himself a little bit.
All right, Idris Bosco from the Bronx, DJ, producer. I'm on about 100 podcasts. So I try to slip this one in because I go on like right after I get out of here on StreamYard. Yeah, well, this is the man that taught me how to trash talk. I learned everything from him, and I've been doing it since. Man, it's been like 20 years now, 20-something years.
Man, Bobby put somebody in the crosshairs.
Yeah, I used to talk, but he's the only guy that got me. He taught me the game of smack. Man. That's the king of smack.
I appreciate that, man.
I'm the son of the God right there. You know,
there's some people who know how to do it, and many who do not know how to do it. You know how to do it too, my brother.
How about you? You taught me, homie.
What part of Bronx you from?
I think it's been since 1999. Whenever
it's been a while, man.
Since the night of the first Barrera Morales fight.
Yeah, that's 24 years.
Man, that's a long time, man. Hard to believe those dudes fought that long ago. God.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Anyway, go ahead. You go first, Bosco. You're our guest.
Yeah, I guess I still got to go with Jordan. And for anyone say, "Nah, I'm a Jordan," I couldn't stand Jordan. I'm a Knicks fan. So I'm telling you, Jordan is the GOAT. It's a lot of reasons. People say, well, LeBron won championships with 3 different teams. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, they say, well, Jordan had Pippen. LeBron had Wade. He had Allen. He had Bosh. He had Kyrie. We can go down a line of people he had. So many people. Well, he didn't have a coach like Phil Jackson. When Phil Jackson became a coach of the Chicago Bulls, you know what his record was? Zero. No experience as head coach in the NBA. Maybe that old league. I forgot the continental. I can't remember what it was. CBA. Never was an NBA coach. So LeBron had experienced coach. They may not have been as great, but he could have elevated those coaches to be great. Jordan, what Jackson did for Jordan was like, chill. We can do this together. Put the triangle in. Let's roll. LeBron could have had that, but LeBron wanted to manipulate teams to where he had this. If he would have impressed me, his best achievement was taking that 2017 to the title. Even though they got swept. That's his best
was that team.
Because he carried that team. Other than that, he went to Miami because Boston was whooping that ass every year. He couldn't get past Boston. He couldn't get past that Orlando team. They were 66 wins, 61 wins. But he couldn't get past those 2 teams. He went to Miami. And still, they were down 3-2. Bosh was out. Had Bosh not come back for game 6, Boston would have beat Miami. That's the year that Miami went to the title and got whooped by the Mavericks. Come back the next year, they won against a young Oklahoma. I'm about to say
OKC.
Oklahoma. Yeah, 13. Then they beat San Francisco. I got football on my mind, man. Then they beat San Antonio with the help of who hit that shot. They beat San Antonio.
Duncan missed that gimme,
and Allen hit that shot. got him there. But the next year they got throttled. He ran to Cleveland. They said, "Oh well." He went there. Kyrie was there, but when he got there, he shuffled a whole bunch of people out. Brought in Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith, Kevin Love, all these people coming in. Kevin Love was
James Jones followed him.
James Jones. Kevin Love, and let's talk about it. Sean Marion's on that team sitting on the bench. He brought a 2020 player in Kevin Love in. They lost, in fact, but Kyrie got hurt. Well, what if Kyrie didn't get hurt? Kyrie was the key. Because what did he win in Cleveland without Kyrie? Nothing. He lost 4 games to 1, and he got swept without Kyrie. Kyrie's averaged like 30-plus games in that one title that they got given because they got rid of Draymond Green. Otherwise, that thing ends in 5 games. Jordan never went to a 7th game. Never.
But now,
the last games, he ended them. Series over.
Now, does Jordan win without Pippen, Rodman, Kerr, and the players that he had? I don't think he wins without those guys. All of these players eventually need other players. That's going
Nobody
to
wins
win a
alone.
Championship. It's a team sport.
I agree.
It's a team sport. We look at all these things that LeBron did. Now, I'm not neither here nor there with either one of them. I'm a Bronx guy too. Knicks fan all the way as well.
I saw you from the Bronx. You a Bronx guy?
I'm a Bronx Gun Hill, man. Come on.
Gun Hill right here, yo.
What?
Yeah, I went to Evander.
I went to Truman. Bro, man,
we like right down the street from each other.
All right. Man, that's how it was, yo.
Gun Hill Road, man. Come on, man. Tiama right on the corner. I know.
You down there? Oh man, I don't know how we do this little comeback there. We're supposed to be LeBron. We go way back. I was about to missing Casey Dash, who played football for Evander back in the day.
Right, exactly.
Running back. I played against him in semi-pro, man. The dude was still nice.
That's what's up.
Bro,
see, we done connected right here. You know what I mean?
The real is back in, guys.
Real back in here. But we talking about what LeBron had done. He had gone to these different teams and he played with these different players. Damn sure all-star players, Hall of Fame players in order to help him get championships. Jordan had championship and all-star players with him as well. He won his championship. The culture change is what happened with LeBron. That's the difference between the two, because we got into an era where the culture was everyone decided to get a big 3 to win a championship. I think it really started with, I'm not going to go back and say it was Jordan who had done that kind of thing. I think it was really Boston that had done it, with the big 3. And then that culture is what ushered in what LeBron eventually starts doing. It's acceptable. Back then, we hear people talk about Isaiah Thomas. I'd have never gone there. You hear Larry Bird. I'd have never gone to L.A. Magic saying I'll never go to Boston. All these guys, you can believe them too. They never would have gone because they were that competitive. And they won with the guys they had. They ran with it. But the culture was different back then, because you can't tell me that if the opportunity was there for Jordan as it was for LeBron, as the culture change happened, Jordan would have taken the opportunity to win even more rings. How do I know that? He did it in his career with the Chicago Bulls. He left, and then he went to the Washington Wizards.
Why did he leave, though?
Oh,
he didn't leave because he wasn't
Jerry Krause.
Jerry Krause.
I mean, the point is that
they broke the team. He's like,
and that's true.
He came back. He was in the owner. He came out of the suite.
Exactly.
And that's true.
It's not like he just left the Bulls and said, I'm going to Washington.
No, he was.
If he wanted to play for a winner, he would not have gone to Washington.
I wouldn't have went to Washington.
No, he was supposed to come out and decide to come back from playing basketball, but 9/11 happened, and he had pushed it off. And then eventually, he came back. But the point is that when you say, and you're sticking with that culture from back in the day, which was true and blue, when someone said, I'm never going to go to if you're a Chicago Bull, you're never going to go to probably Indiana. Or if you're a LA Laker, you're never going to go to the Celtics. And you could believe that, and that was it. There was no reason, rhyme, or whatever. You would have tolerated the nonsense you did, as they did, as Scottie Pippen did with the Bulls. He stayed. Even though all the nonsense was going on, he stayed with the crappy contract and everything, all the BS, he still stayed. And then, so that's the culture from back then. If they're in this era, I think they do a lot of the same. And we've seen it now on steroids where everybody's doing the same thing. And I don't believe LeBron James started it all. It still started with the Celtics.
Yeah, I don't think he started it, but I think that attributes to his winning. And we talk about the GOAT, I say, who had more of an effect on their team? Okay, they say, well, Cleveland, when LeBron left, Cleveland fell apart, but they forgot the rest of 3 more players left from that starting team.
Mm-hmm.
And they fired the coach. So it wasn't all about LeBron leaving. When he left Miami, Miami came into a dumpster fire. But also, Wade and Bosh played a third of the season. Also was going was Ray Allen and the kid from Kansas, Chalmers. They were all gone. Mario Chalmers. They were all gone.
Mario Chalmers, yeah.
Yeah, so they said, well, he left. No. That whole 5 was gone. When he went to L.A., he had to bring in Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, AD, brought all these guys in.
Now, did he bring them in? I know people like to act like they're in the GM's position, and they want to say that LeBron asked them to come or he made them come. I think the GM put players around him they thought would help him win a championship.
But he made it known that that's what he wanted.
There's no doubt LeBron had an influence.
He made it known that's what he wanted.
Look, when you're a star player like that, you're going to get some leverage in the discussions. You know, even Aaron
Michael did it. Michael did it. Michael asked for help for years.
And he eventually had gotten help, but he got his help organically.
But he had to bring Pippen up.
Yeah, organically.
People forget.
Pippen wasn't an all-star, and then they joined.
They say when Pippen got there,
Pippen was a snot-nosed rookie.
Play ball.
Horace Grant was a snot-nosed rookie.
Yes,
he had to build those guys up.
Build those guys to where Kyrie was reckless, but the guy had game. AD had game. Kevin Love had all these guys already had game. Ray Allen, Hall of Fame, had.
Do you think Kevin Love was on the way down though when he got there?
But
Kevin Love was on the way down.
On the way
down,
but
he cut his game down to fit LeBron's game. But see, all these guys he brought in had game. Now I say the second time Chicago won a 3-peat, the second 3-peat. Okay, Rodman came in, Kukoc. They had a whole guys who were more seasoned. But that first 3-peat, he had to bring them guys up. Bill Wennington. Can't nobody who
Bill Wennington.
Bill Wennington would be at the end of the bench or any
you guys know Cartwright being Knicks fans.
Bill Cartwright, bro. He was the one who took care of Patrick Ewing coming in.
They would be at the end of the bench on any of LeBron's team. But Jordan bought those guys. They say what? They say LeBron made players better. If they did when he took time, when he left those teams, they'd have still been balling. When Jordan retired, that Chicago team still went to the playoffs. They got beat. But when he came back, what did they do? He had half a season, came back a full season. They won. LeBron sits out, the teams fall apart. That's not making you.
But does that say a lot about the players that were brought in and they did have that talent and it was tapped into and they were those high-level Hall of Fame players, which they were, and they should have gone to the playoffs and moved forward in the playoffs as they did, still didn't win a championship. That missing cog was arguably the greatest player of all time. I mean, that's no shame in that game.
But they say he made his teammates better. If he did when he was gone, they would have improved. But they didn't improve. But they say, well,
they made him better while he was on the court.
I think that Bulls team.
That's like me telling my son. That's like me teaching my son his eighth. But he's an adult now. Okay, this is how you 1 + 1 2 But when I leave and he go to school, he failed. What did I teach him?
I'm thinking that is when you talk about a player that makes a team better, especially in basketball, when it's such an individual team sport, you can have guys, you can have that cog there that people just play and rally around, and they know when it comes down to crunch time, that star player is going to be the one to make the move, and that's the reason why they're going to win. But while he's out there, they're doing their part and playing their role, knowing that he's the one that's going to be the closer.
But what happened? What happened when they played against Golden State that series when they got swept?
Oh, they got swept. I mean, that's going to happen, man. You keep going to the dance over and over and over. It's
what happened? What happened the first time they played Cleveland? They got beat 4-1.
Yeah, the point is, LeBron, first of all, look how young he was when they first got there. The first time they played Cleveland, I mean, he was a young dude coming out. He was still, what was he, 22?
8th year, 7th year. Jordan was 7th year. He won a title.
No, but Kobe wasn't doing a damn thing in that game. It was
Shaq
dominated. Shaq absolutely dominated. Kobe got, not to take anything away from Kobe, but Kobe became a super duper star trying to prove that Shaq wasn't the reason why he had won. And and his work ethic, et cetera, et cetera.
As Kobe said, 5's more than 4. So
5's more than 4. But Bill Russell then is the king of all.
It's 6 more than 2.
I'm just saying, you're talking Shaq and Kobe. Kobe he accomplished what he wanted to do.
Oh yeah, more rings than Shaq. He also needed Shaq to get to where he was going. He doesn't have 5.
Okay, they needed each other.
But when Shaq retired, he still took that team to a 3.
He did, and he also had other players in that team too.
But look how, like you said, we're gonna use the argument about young. How old was I'm thinking of his name. Lamar Odom. He was a cast out.
Oh, Lamar Odom.
Paul Gasol. He was young.
Yeah, he was young.
The only veteran he had on the team, was Fisher.
Oh, I'm not taking anything from Kobe.
Young.
Kobe earned his.
Kobe
earned what he had, especially later on in his career. I'm just saying, it was Shaq that was the dominant.
Yeah, reel it back in again.
He was 22, so you couldn't really expect him to carry a team for a championship, and he needed to be that Robin to the Batman, which was Shaquille O'Neal at that time. And ultimately, Kobe turned out to be Kobe. I wonder why the argument is never really Kobe and LeBron, at least, rather than MJ and LeBron.
I'll tell you why. Because of LeBron's fans. And that's the reason why we're having this conversation. LeBron fans are so insecure. They're going to grab this little thing. Oh, this is why LeBron's the GOAT. They're going to grab this thing. This is why LeBron's the GOAT. They'll say LeBron's the only player to ever dive into the crowd, save the ball while wearing the headband, come down and dunk the ball.
Yeah.
Who cares? That's how ridiculous the things they say is.
Did you win?
And so my thing is, they are so insecure. Who are they trying to convince LeBron's the GOAT? Other people or themselves?
Right. I say they're all the greatest. Like I'm putting Jordan up there. My actual GOAT was Kareem, but in the argument, I put Jordan, and I say they were all great in their eras. You know why LeBron gets the hate? It's not. I mean, yeah, the flopping and stuff, and that gets on my nerves. But you know what? You know why LeBron gets all the hate? It ain't so much him. It's his fans.
His fans
shit on the game.
The fans.
They shit on all the veterans. They shit on the game. Like I talked to a couple of days. They didn't even Michael Cooper spoke about how LeBron was eating at the end of the bench. They were like, they didn't like, who is this guy? They don't even know who Michael Cooper was. LeBron fans don't know nothing. We don't know shit.
Come on, look at the fans he has, man. These are dudes that just started watching basketball 3 or 4 years ago.
They don't know nothing. And they talk. I'm like, do y'all really, that's what kills me about the argument about Pippen. Pippen didn't win to Jordan went to Pippen. Pippen was there, 3 or 4 years before they won. And Pippen's still in the playoffs. He didn't average more than 9 points a game.
Yeah, I know. But Pippen, he's one of those.
Let me just say this, because Bosco said he thinks Michael's the GOAT. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to say Michael's the GOAT, but I'll tell you why he's greater than LeBron. People feared Michael. People were scared.
That's why
and when they weren't scared, they learned to be scared. You can ask Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett. Gassing up JR, man. Kill that dude, man.
The greatest story ever told.
And then next thing you know, he's apologizes on the bed. My bad. And he never talked junk to Michael again. LeBron at the free throw line in the finals against the Spurs. Here's the buzzer. Turns around and looks, sees Kawhi. He's like, oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's scared of Kawhi Leonard, the GOAT? He's not the GOAT if you're scared of Kawhi Leonard.
You never saw Jordan scared. You never saw him scared.
Hey, Draymond called him a bitch. Ain't nobody ever thought about calling Michael a bitch.
If you even looked at Jordan wrong, he dropped him 40
Detroit tweeted him like one. Or at least they tried.
They beat him up, but he still got his points.
He got his points.
And that's the thing. When LeBron lost the Mavericks, he choked. And he tried to lock up Jason Terry. Jason Terry busted his ass. Game 6, whatever. No, this is my title, bitch.
LeBron could be broken.
You can see Terry talking to him during the game. Man, that would never happen to Michael.
You see the video where Michael sitting in the locker room with the bat and the cigar? He like, if you can talk shit when you up by a whole bunch of points, but talk that shit when it's 0-0. Went out the next game, hit like 52.
Oh, we already know what Mike does. Whether he's sick, whether he's not sick, Mike was putting the points out there. I just think there's too much emphasis put on the players' fans and not the players. If you compartmentalize and just look at the players, can you give an analysis and just decide that one is better than the other, or they're at least comparable? I know at some point they're at least comparable, but what makes it even difficult there is the positions they play. I think there's more of a comparison being made between Kobe and MJ because they're both shooting guards, rather than LeBron James, who's almost a jack of all trades. the things that he's done has probably never been done up until he started doing them. You're now getting athletes and the way the game is played now that are doing a lot of.
But let's be honest though. Let's be honest, because his fans would say he can guard 1 through 5. And yeah, in this era, I want to see him guard Moses Malone.
But that's what he has to do in this era, though. I mean, he should go.
No, most of the fives now they're stretch fives.
Yeah,
I can guard a guy at the 3-point line, just standing there.
He can't guard KD.
No,
KD cooks him. He was scared to guard.
I don't know if anybody can guard KD. I'm not going to.
Pierce used to cook him. Melo used to cook him. When he played against LeBron,
but those are guys who cook anybody. I'm not going to kill him.
But that's what I'm saying, man. You know what? He could probably guard at a position, but I'll pick a person out of each era. I bet you he couldn't guard. I don't think he could.
I didn't see him try and pick up Jokic when Jokic was giving it to him with no Vaseline last year.
I say he couldn't guard Kuzma.
He's talking about an old man now, but yeah, he's still playing. He's still playing at a high level that no one else is ever playing at his age.
Guard Kuzma in the 60s. He couldn't guard Pete Maravich in the 70s.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think he meant not Pete Maravich.
I don't know.
When you got handles, you can get anywhere you want to on the court.
He couldn't handle
Maravich. Let's check this out, though. Do you think that LeBron is better than Karl Malone if they played together back in the same era? I think he is.
In the paint, LeBron doesn't have a
just as big.
Yeah. Outside the paint.
And just because of
if he played the same game, more like Magic, yeah, he's better.
But if he's playing pick and roll, posting up like Karl Malone, I don't think he can excel at that game.
He's not doing that in the paint.
I'm just thinking that because of the era, we look at him now, we look at the flopping and all that because it's allowed. If he came up in the era when those guys was playing the way they were, or playing like the Knicks played in '94, those bruising guys with Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, those guys, he would have been playing like them too, and he could and was able to excel because he has that big body, and he would be a bruiser if he was brought up in that era. I'm
gonna tell you why I disagree, because we're in an era right now that favors the offense and
so. Bro, we just have a bunch of ultra athletes flying through the air.
Right now is the time he should be dominating the whole. Right now is the time. This is the era right now where he should be down there doing what Shaq did.
He's
back
still a pass first player, though.
Huh?
He's still a pass first player. He's not. He doesn't go to school.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Nobody's making him be a first pass player.
People try to force him into being something that he's pretty much not, but he does a lot of everything.
I would put on my list.
I thought these were.
But Russell Westbrook averaged triple doubles.
Oh man!
How come LeBron never averages a triple
double?
If he does so many things, and he's the greatest at doing everything, why doesn't he average a triple double?
Right on.
Is his position the way he has to average a triple double? He's won championships, plural, without having to average triple doubles.
And I'm gonna use your argument before I go. I gotta go to another comment. I'm gonna try to use what you just said. They say he did this. But they say Jordan always shot the ball. You know why? He didn't have to do anything else. Just like you said with LeBron. He didn't have to do. He could Jordan didn't have to pass because he had Pippen and he had Paxson. So the only thing he had to do was shoot. That was his job. So he didn't have to go out here and dish. But the one game, I think he went like a 6 or 8 game stretch where he did play point guard. It went 6 and 2.
It was 11.
Was that long? Yeah.
11 out of 13 games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he didn't have to.
He played point guard and he had triple doubles.
Yeah, but he didn't
like
have
11 out of 13 games
because he had the players to do. Like LeBron had Kyrie, deadly shooter, ball handler.
What I think now is because of Kobe and because of MJ, LeBron is held to a higher standard now than either one of those guys because of what they've done.
I don't see how it's possible. He was labeled the chosen one, the king.
Yeah, he was.
Before he even started his career.
But Carmelo had better stats than him, but still lost.
And he did. Carmelo actually has scored more points.
Yeah, he has Melo's rookie of the year trophy.
Yeah, he took the team to the playoffs.
Now, yeah, and he did that as well. And they came back further. I remember he was with that team. Yeah. But I think that LeBron, man, I almost lost my train of thought here. I was trying to get it in, and now I'm just throwing it away. Man, I can't remember. Man. God, I guess
LeBron's a great player. He's just not the GOAT. He's just not.
So who is the GOAT? I mean, Bosco has Kareem, right?
Well, no, I said my personal goal would be Kareem.
Oh, all right.
But
if it's your personal goal, that's the guy you got on it.
Jordan.
So I've always, not always, but the last few years I've come to this determination. Kareem, Jordan, Wilt. Rank them however you want, 1 through 3. I'm not going to argue with you. Whoever you put 1, 2, or 3, it doesn't matter to me. But to me, those are the top 3. Yeah, 4 through 10. Now we can talk about it.
I got LeBron at 6.
At 6?
At 6.
When you talk about great, you're splitting hairs. You know what I mean? You're splitting hairs because there's going to be a contingent of people who also claim they know what they're talking about, who will have LeBron at number 1 or number 2.
That's why I need to come back on this show so we can finish this. I wish it was so close to this other podcast I got to do because I stay over. I like this right here, but it's just so close. I mean, it's like I got to be at the other one at 8:00. I'm like, they just text me, "Yo, you coming in?" I said, "Yeah, I'm coming, y'all."
Well, on Thursdays we do it an hour earlier usually.
Okay,
Mondays and Thursdays.
I got to work on Thursdays.
I work from home.
We gotta do this. And we know you talk boxing too, so you got to come on in as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
When we got some fights coming up, man, you got to slide in because we have a panel, some damn near superstar expert dudes, man. They know what they're talking about. Even the girls come in hanging.
I mean, it's glad to see who you are, Trav. I kept seeing your name, Trav. Like, who the hell is this? I thought you was Mexican. I mean, to be honest,
Travioso.
That's what I thought was Travioso. I thought it was Mexican.
Come on now.
I mean, so now I know he ain't Mexican. Yo.
Hey, hold on, man. We're the sports bag bros, not the sports bag vatos.
Let's get out of here, man.
Hey, good chopping it up with you, man.
But,
thanks for joining me.
Just remember, LeBron's a joke. LeBron is not the GOAT. Jordan's a GOAT, and the Giants suck.
Oh.
I'm in.
Those are parting words.
I'm in mourning. All right, y'all. You have a good
night. Take care, bro.
I know you're not Mexican. No, I'm just joking. Later.
All right, man. Bruh. Well,
that's my man. He cracks me up. We share a birthday.
Rather than just yours and
mine. Hey, that's my man. He cracks me up. I said we share a birthday, June 9th. So we're like 2 peas in a pod, man. Okay. We almost have the same person.
Share a birthday. We share a borough, the Bronx. We're practically in the same neighborhood, man. He went to Defender. I went to Truman. He knows Casey Dash, so he knows serious. That dude was one hell of a running back. I know New York, at least back then, didn't get a lot of credit for their high school football players. Not like down here in the South, out in the Midwest. But damn, that Casey Dash was a hell of a damn player, man. I mean, Joe Paterno was interested in him back in the day. That's how good that cat was. I ended up playing with him years later in the semi-pro ranks, and this dude, as an old man, was still getting it. I'm like, damn, that talent, it died, but it's still alive. But anyway, bro, nice conversation.
So, but getting back to it, not, I used a specific example of LeBron being frustrated. Oh, Kawhi's coming in, he's gonna guard me. But the bottom line is Jordan's height, the height of his career, is higher than LeBron's, in my opinion.
Has to be. I mean, because in the championship moments, he never lost a championship game, and LeBron has. But LeBron has gone.
But I'm saying people will say LeBron does everything, but he was never Defensive Player of the Year. Didn't win a scoring title.
He still does everything.
Didn't win Finals MVP. Wasn't MVP of the All-Star game. And Jordan did it all in the same year, more than once.
Wait a minute, but didn't LeBron win the MVP of every championship game he played in? Every championship game they won? Every ring he has, he was the MVP of the game, of the series.
So was Jordan. That's 6.
What I'm saying, I thought you said that he.
No, I'm saying all of those things in the same year.
Yeah, I mean, different era, different. So, who else has done it in our era?
And then the other thing is Jordan. If you try to tell him time management, he'd want to fight you to get in the game.
It's not a LeBron James rule. It's an Adam Silver rule, I guess. I don't think LeBron.
Now it is. It is now. There was no rule before.
Oh, I understand.
They're trying to discourage it. That's the rule.
Oh yeah, they got to discourage it, but we know that it's not a LeBron rule.
But I'm saying Jordan went hard every time, every night. on both ends of the court. LeBron didn't. He'll pick and choose his spots. Oh, now I'm gonna play defense. Jordan, that's why he never won Defensive Player of the Year, but Jordan did because he played both ends in every night in, night out.
I don't know. I think this is what I was.
Jordan at his best, LeBron at his best. LeBron comes up short.
Well, you know what, and that's another opinion, I guess, because when Bosco was on, I was about to say Jordan, or at least LeBron, as a first pick overall at this point in his career, he's exceeded expectations. That says a lot. The number one pick overall has exceeded expectations, not only because he's played for so long, but the championships and everything he's done in between time to become what he is now. And
so
that's
they're going to give him the Lifetime Achievement Award. Bravo.
The Lifetime Achievement Award that comes with championships as well. I mean, it comes with championships. It's not without championships. It's not like he just puts him a bunch of points. It doesn't have anything of merit to show for it outside of just individual awards. He got the championships. He has the rings. He got the MVP of every game. The series that he's won.
Okay, here's another example. Jordan broke his foot. His second season in the league. Bulls are terrible. Jordan comes back. He's playing without the Bulls knowing. He doesn't want them to know. They don't want him to come back. But he's playing. He's getting stronger. And finally he goes to them, hey, I'm ready. I'm good. We're going to limit your minutes. They limited his minutes. They didn't want to make the playoffs. Jordan was committed to making the playoffs every year. And there was a game where his minutes were up and there was only like 30 seconds left in the game. And he's like, what are you doing? Coach is going like this. Time's up. Your minutes are up. 30 seconds? I can't play 30 seconds? Long story short, Bulls get into the playoffs because they were like, all right, we can't control him. He's going to play. Let him play. He gets the Bulls into the playoffs. LeBron gets hurt. He comes back with like 15 games left. I'm activating playoff mode. What happened? The team got worse. They didn't get better. They got worse. They fell further in the standings than they were when he came back.
Wasn't that the groin? Was that the groin?
Done. He's not the GOAT.
No, well, you know what? He probably won't. Is not the GOAT. There's probably more people, and I think older people like our age, because we watched Jordan play. We went through it as a Knicks fan. We went through it watching him do what he had done to the Knicks when the Knicks had a good team. And the only opportunity we had at the championship is when he was gone. So yes, I understand that people our age and our era are going to pick Michael Jordan. These new age people and a little bit behind, these people are going to probably run with LeBron. And it's not like they don't know.
It's not just because we grew up in his era, or
No, we got to check to see him straight up.
If LeBron averaged 38 a game and was Defensive Player of the Year, and this is what I said, that game one against the Warriors when somebody missed the free throw and then JR ran out the time and they had to go to overtime. I think LeBron had 50-some points that day. He was unstoppable. He was just like, I'm going to the cup. I'm going to the cup. They could not stop him. And I told everybody I know, if LeBron played like that all the time, he would be the GOAT. But he did it one night. And then after that, they came this close to winning that game. So why not put that same effort in game two? But he didn't. Because he can't. He can't go hard all the time. That's why he sits out games when he's healthy.
Maybe being a 260-pound player may have something to do with it. MJ, 196-pound player, may have something to do with it.
Sounds like excuses to me.
I mean, it might be an excuse, but it also may be a fact. A bigger guy versus a smaller guy. Once again, these two didn't play the same position. It's probably better off just comparing him and either Karl Malone or even Bill Russell, or Kobe and MJ.
But hold on. I say that, and you don't say, okay, but he did do this, and you don't give me examples of things he actually did do. You're giving me excuses why he can't do it.
One example I need to do is say that he had won the championships. He was the MVP of those championship series that he was in. And then you look at the points, obviously, I don't look at it as, I know there are people who look at it as, you're just staying in the game to accumulate points.
I think he's doing it more to play
with. Damn if he didn't.
I think he's doing it more to play with Bronny.
I think he's damn if he did, bro. He might not even get there with his problems, man. He might have to play with Bryce.
Well, I'm just saying that was the plan.
Bronny's having, bro. That's serious.
Bronny's healthy. I don't know if he'll play basketball again. Hopefully, his basketball career isn't over. But
they guarantee that he's going to play. He'll play. He said he's playing again. I mean, his mom made a knee-jerk reaction in the beginning. It was like, no, I don't think he's playing anymore. Just recently, I think in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, he said he's playing. Well, he has a choice, but the coaches are looking forward to him playing for USC this season, as they said. And obviously, he must be training and practicing with the team. College basketball, Midnight Madness is the end of this month, and then you're talking November when these games start. And he's probably going to be out there, probably limited minutes and all that, which he should have if he's coming off of a heart issue. Yeah, but yeah.
Let me just say this. My friend Todd, I've mentioned him before. Guy with the toe, broken toe. He's a North Carolina fan, huge Michael Jordan fan, but he also loves LeBron. And one day we're here in my house and he's talking about LeBron this, LeBron that, LeBron. I'm like, damn, man, he said, you're not a Jordan fan no more? I am a Jordan fan. I just appreciate everybody, whatever. So he kept going on and on about LeBron. I said, are you done? I said, 2 seconds on the clock. You need a game-winning shot. Do you pass it to LeBron or do you pass it to Larry Bird? He got quiet. His face. Bruh. I was like, so what are you talking about? What are you talking about then? If you're not passing him the ball, he's not the GOAT.
But we know what Bird does with that damn three. We know LeBron is not like Bird when it comes to the three. Same, man. Are you gonna give the Bird or you gonna give the Steph Curry?
I give it a Bird
instead of Steph Curry.
Have you seen Steph Curry at the end of games? That's my guy.
Just his overall pedigree of shooting the ball consistently for his entire career, pretty much changed the complete game.
Who am I passing to at the end of the game? I'm passing to Bird.
I mean, if
it's Bird or Jordan, I don't know.
I'm still going Bird, man.
It depends. Is it going to be just one quick shot, or does he have to get his own? Does he have to get open and get his own shot? Now, if that's the case, you're going Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah, Jordan and Kobe. Shooting guards, though. but you know, man, the argument between these two is never going to end. We talked about that already. We know it's going to be the case. But man, and the more LeBron does, I know it. See, I wish they could just separate the fans from the player. It's making people not like the player because of the fans. And you know what? MJ fans, believe it or not, aren't like that. And I think it's because they're a little bit more mature. A lot of these fans that are LeBron fans are the younger group. And they kind of go back and forth. They kind of grew up in the social media age.
I'm telling you, it's insecurity, man.
I don't know what the insecurity could be. I mean, their own accolades speak for themselves. Jordan can't even write any more history.
I'm telling everybody LeBron's the GOAT and nobody believes me. So they got to keep reaching for more and more.
Well, you know what? Even if LeBron gets his 6 rings, you know, that means he's taking more opportunities and more bites at the apple to get to that point. And it'll always be Michael Jordan was undefeated doing this. And then you get to the points, and people think he's an accumulator. He's not an accumulator, man. This guy plays regardless of what he does. He damns if he does, damns if he doesn't. And he goes out there, and if his team is down and he happens to score a whole bunch of points and they kind of come back, then you claim that, not you, but they claim that he just added points. He's padding his stats. This dude's padding his stats at the tip off, according to them. You know what I mean? They're just never satisfied with what he's doing. You know, I appreciate, like your boy said,
they say Russell Westbrook was padding his stats to average a triple.
Now that with those turnovers, man, he's padding those stats too. He's padding turnovers.
But speaking of turnovers, I mean, LeBron has way more turnovers than Michael.
I mean, playing as long as he has, but when you look at it per average, per season, he's not like Russell Westbrook.
I'm not comparing him to Westbrook. No.
I think it's between Westbrook.
No, I said him and Michael.
I mean, Luke is up there with freaking turnovers too right now. But yeah, but MJ, you know what? I didn't even think too much about MJ turning the ball over, because if he turned it over, he probably stole it back from you. So that's just how it was with him. I don't know, man, but yeah, I guess you want to end it on this one here, because I think there's not really much more to say about these dudes, because the argument becomes a circular argument if we continue.
Well, I said what I said. Bosco said what he said. Did you pick one?
Man. Well, I'm gonna go by what I've continued to say. I've always said that regardless of which one you pick, one is not hugely greater than the other, if you want to use that word. LeBron is, if you say LeBron's greater than LBJ or
but
LBJ,
it's what I'm asking you. What
the greatest basketball player, because that's what the argument is going to be between who's the greatest. Because if LeBron was, in my contentions has been, if LeBron James wasn't in the argument, why do people, for the majority of people, skip everybody and go straight to the perceived best, which is MJ? They don't ask Kobe, like I asked earlier. Why is it not even a Kobe and LeBron argument? They go straight.
I've heard that asked many times. A lot of people ask that question.
I don't know. Now, these basketball groups where you have these thousands of comments and all this, you don't see that. It's always the MJ, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, LBJ, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Michael Jordan, LeBron. You throw, somebody might throw Kobe out there, that gets buried again by Michael Jordan, LeBron. They go straight to the best, because I think that he gets that kind of credit. He gets that kind of disdain as well, that they're going to try to compare him to.
See, you mentioned Kobe. Kobe tore his Achilles. He stuck around and shot the free throw, then walked off. LeBron had to be carried off the court with cramps.
That's true. I don't know.
I didn't. I'm just saying. People are gonna say they're gonna. I mean, they watch this video. They're gonna think I'm a LeBron hater. I'm throwing shade. All I'm saying are things that really happened. You draw your own conclusions. He got carried off with cramps. Well, that's a fact.
If I'm going to pick a guy, it's going to be MJ, because I watched both of their careers. In fact, I watched LeBron's career from way back, man. I mean, before the videos are now talking about when he was at the ABCD camp with Lenny Cook and all that. Bro, I remember when I was doing radio and LeBron was in Ohio, and I was going to go up there. You know, I saw him at USA Today, and I was like, yeah, all right, I heard of this dude in the periphery in the past. Let's go check him out. But then when I realized how the wait was going to be, I didn't want to take the chance of going to Cleveland, getting stuck out there in that cold weather, and just having to have to go to a sports bar to watch it, instead of going inside. So I didn't do it, but I always kept up with him, and then watched him as it became more of a thing to put them on ESPN to play. And he did his thing, and I still think as the number one pick overall, he's exceeded expectations. That's something special, man. To be the number one pick, this is what the organization got you for. He didn't do it for one organization, but he did it in the NBA to be the number one pick, do what he's done, still doing it all these years later. No one at his age has come close to doing what he's doing. We've looked at some of these stats in the past where Shaq was doing it at a certain age and what other named players were doing at a certain age. These dudes weren't even averaging 8 points a game, 9 points a game, these guys. And, and because of the way he plays, he's starting to get injured now because of the age. Before that, he was also an Iron Man. He didn't get injured a lot.
But he still said.
But I'm still taking MJ between the two.
Again, LeBron's a great player. And you have people who say he's a clown. I think that has to do with his flopping. And no matter what he tells the media, he is a flopper. But he is a great player.
Yeah, we know.
And people who say he sucks, they're just idiots, man. He's a great player.
Ironically, I never heard anyone ever say that Jordan sucked. I never heard anyone ever say that Jordan sucked. I hear idiots would say LeBron James is whack. He sucked. That's just stupid. Man, even let that come out your mouth. That's stupid. But I never even heard anyone playing around say that about him. It's
idiotic, man. It's idiotic.
Not even playing around saying MJ sucked, man. Bro, you say that, people might get jumped. No one wants to hit the rest. No one wants to hit the rest, man.
You lose your ghetto pass.
You know what I mean?
They won't let you on the court no more.
Now, the only thing I don't like about MJ, he didn't go to the Rucker yet. Bring your 50-plus-year-old ass to the Rucker. Go out there and do it. Is he in the 60s now?
He got to be.
Yeah, he's in the 60s now, but I'm talking about 50s. Like, he's my age. But anyway, go to the Rucker, man. It's never too late. Throw up about a good 50 spot and let them know you're still there. I mean, hasn't he been taking on players one-on-one?
Did you hear that story? I think it was Steven Jackson when he was with the Hornets or the Wizards.
The Wizards, yeah. I think I heard the story.
He said Jordan went on the second team and gave them the business.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing. He had already finished his Washington Wizards days.
Yeah,
he was
an
he came
executive.
out. Yeah, he came out the office. Like, man, let me show you guys something. And him and the second team worked their ass.
Damn. Bro, nothing more to be said. These aren't even Paul Bunyan stories. These are real Michael Jordan stories. And if you needed to know if those stories were true or not, well, watch him play when he played. Even the times that he did play with the Wizards, the numbers weren't what they were, but you saw the intensity. It was more injuries with him because I remember all the knee injuries, getting the knees drained. And I remember, what was it, Antoine Jameson? I think Stoudemire didn't want him there anymore. What was it? Stackhouse. They didn't want him there anymore. So they had some issue with the old man being there when they were trying to get their shine on. They're like, man, you need to go into the, go out there in the passion, let us just do our thing. And they never really became much of anything.
Hey, before we sign off, we'll probably talk about it tomorrow, but I have to talk about James Harden, man.
Oh, this guy not showing up. What's up with him?
Exactly. We were giving him credit. Looked like he was going to help his own cause, and now he's not going to practice. He's not helping his cause if he wants out of Philly. Why? If I'm the Clippers, why would I make a better offer? And you got Morey saying, "Oh, the Clippers aren't being negotiable with us." Why should they? Harden's not Harden anymore. He's not going to average 35. He's not going to average 30.
9 points when it mattered most. Nope.
Harden is not Harden. They have to lower the expectations. I understand Morey doesn't want to just give him away, but he's holding out for what? And now Harden's skipping practice.
Man, that's lame. That's a bad look. Who wants that, man, on their team?
And Embiid says, I'm sure it was sarcastic, but he said maybe he has something to do. Yeah, he's looking for his fat suit because the season's on the horizon, and he's not traded yet.
He has something to do. He just forgot that this is the time he's supposed to come to practice.
But I mean, to me, if I'm a Philly fan, that would piss me off.
Oh, absolutely. Philly fan just comes.
What kind of leadership is that? No wonder why they choke in the playoffs every year.
Man,
free Maxey, free Tyrese Maxey.
Bro, I don't know. I have a friend of mine, my godson's father, man, a huge Philadelphia 76ers fan, man. We should have had him on the show so he could cry just for a couple of minutes. Just him crying about what's going on. He doesn't like this James Harden thing as well. Man, I think he's still upset Doc Rivers is gone. Come on, bro. Come on. You need to get rid of him. But anyways, well, tomorrow, another day. It's going to be our weekend, so we'll look forward to the weekend. Baseball, obviously, still in the news, and it's coming up. Basketball is getting closer, though. More team, stories like this, obviously, will get talked about. What's next with him? Ben Simmons acting like he really wants to play basketball this season. I don't know. Just wait and see. He said so many things in the past, and he has the talent, and we know it. We just have to see it on the court, man, with some consistency, and we'll be good with that.
I don't want to be mean, man, but I'll just call him mentally fragile. How about that?
You know what?
They're showing highlights of him in the preseason. There's no pressure in the preseason. Nobody's watching. Nobody cares. Wait till the season starts.
Well, isn't that what the preseason's for? To get your head together so that you go in there a little confident for someone like him?
I'm just saying
he wasn't as confident.
He's not going to feel any pressure in the preseason, but once opening night comes, that ball goes up, and there's a packed house, screaming fans. How does he react? I mean, I wish him the best. He's ultra talented, man.
Oh yeah, man, he has a lot of talent, man. He just that mental game, man.
He's got to get over that mental block.
He needs to channel his inner MJ. Yeah, right. He'll get the league.
He just needs to say F it. And go out there and ball. So whatever happens. If he gets fouled and he misses a free throw, so what? Just keep playing.
Hopefully the muscle memory from the preseason looking this good transfers over to the regular season, and he just gets confidence once things starts working off. I think the early start for him and doing well in the early going would probably help his confidence.
And if his man is in the paint waiting to box out when he's standing by the 3-point line, shoot the ball. Shoot it.
Like the old double
you got to the NBA, shoot it. So what if you miss?
Well, we'll get a chance to talk about that as well
You
tomorrow.
might make it.
So we have the baseball, the basketball, going into another week of NFL and college football, just a week away from the big cocktail party here in Jacksonville between Georgia and Florida. I might just go there. I might be one of those impromptu things. I didn't have it planned, but if there's an opportunity, I might just go. But anyways, I'm Trav. He's biased. I had to think about that for a minute. What's going on? We also like to thank Bosco, man.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll be the sports bag Vatos.
Vatos, right? Yeah, and for Bosco too, man, since he's out of here, but he did show up, gave us some excellent insight, man. Another New Yorker just knowing his basketball. Bias, just you're the basketball dudes on here. I follow basketball as well, man, but your dudes just got it on lock. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? So until tomorrow, we'll have to catch you then.
Peace.
Bias, Trav, deuces. We are out.